You know, I've always been an entrepreneur. Way back in the 90s when I was hawking my self-defense videos and pushing police pepper sprays, I was a guest on shows like Oprah Winfrey, Montel Williams, that sort of thing. And that's actually what led me into my greatest first invention. I used to get pepper sprayed all the time with police pepper spray for live demonstrations for self-defense. And then one day I had a terrible cluster headache when I was about to get sprayed for a live TV show. And sure enough, the pepper went up my nose and I was burning and coughing and choking, and next thing I realized, my headache was gone. I never felt better, except for the burning. And that's when I created Sinus Buster hot pepper nasal spray. First in the world. It's in all kinds of stores today, from Walgreens, CVS, Walmart, etc. Only I don't own it anymore. Unfortunately, I learned the other lesson of an entrepreneur. Started with $300, turned it into $1 million business, got in over my head, took in Wall Street investors, and ended up losing everything to them. So I had to start all over again. As you see, I'm in the lab right now with my new business, Sations, and I actually make a better hot pepper nasal spray called Sinus Plumber now, which is in Ace Hardware stores and in Vitamin World stores across the country. And it actually has hot peppers and horseradish, believe it or not. And it's better than Sinus Buster ever was when I created it. But the point is, I get so many people emailing me, even calling me, Skyping me, all kinds of stuff, always asking me questions about how they could get their business off the ground for little to no money, since I've done that a few times. And, so I decided to go ahead and start using my YouTube channel to maybe help people, aspiring entrepreneurs and startups, get off the ground. On my way up and back down again, I've learned about everything, like how to trademark things yourself, how to get your patent pending going, how to get the right domains, how to get a website off the ground without spending thousands of dollars, how to promote your product without thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars in advertising money. And I've been around the block. I'm probably the only person that's been officially accepted on the Shark Tank show 3 times. One time, they actually had a plane ticket waiting for me the next morning. And lo and behold, here's what screwed me. I was accepted, they loved me, I went through the process, and it turned out at the very last minute, my background screwed me. Because as any creative person, especially us entrepreneurs, I've got a few things in my background, nothing violent, nothing bad, but I mean, most creative people have a few things in their background, and unfortunately, the big networks, their legal departments stopped me each and every time, even after I had gone through rounds and rounds of interviews with producers, etc. Beat everybody out every time. So that's a good lesson right there, kids. Keep your record clean, because it will come back and bite you in the ass, as it did me. But of course, that's why you can see Shark Tank nowadays has run out of ideas. They have shit ideas. How many times can you have somebody come on and, hey, mom and daughter are making cupcakes in their kitchen? Wow. And they invest millions in that? Stupid, ridiculous, contrived. And that's because they don't take any chances. The network won't let them see people with real ideas like me. For God's sake, Sinus Plumber, hot pepper horseradish nasal spray? Could you see Mr. Wonderful shooting that up his nose? Hell. Anyway, one of the things I'm going to do down the road is give you tips on how to get on shows like Shark Tank. Oh, I've been accepted on some of the best of them, baby. I know how to make it happen. Unfortunately, my background came and bit me in the ass. Maybe someday they'll bend the rules so they can actually have a good business idea on there, because it's getting quite boring. Same thing happened with West Texas Investors Club. Got through the whole thing with CNBC. These guys love me. Oh, they went nuts over me. They made a big mixed video of me. They're all ready to fly me down. Boom. The legal department at NBC says, we can't take this guy because of things in his background. They won't tell me exactly what. I've had some minor scrapes. Never been convicted of anything worse than a misdemeanor. Never done anything violent or anything like that. I had a few run-ins in my life. I thought the whole idea of this country was that people could rehabilitate themselves. You know, when you're Robert Downey Jr. and you're found sleeping in some stranger's house on a heroin binge, all is forgiven and you're the greatest guy in the world and you're back to making big movies. Nothing against Robert. I love that guy. I understand where he's coming from. But you know, people have problems. people have, had a past sometimes. Doesn't mean their idea or their legitimate business should be overlooked. Hell, with Sinus Plumber, I've got a product that's in Ace Hardware stores, Vitamin World stores, hundreds of other stores. It's a top seller on Amazon, by the way. Yet your background can keep you from getting on, a show that could change your life. So anyway, but we get lots of publicity. Our products at Green Sations, we've had our cellulite butter on the Dr. Oz show, our earthworm wrinkle butter on the Doctor's TV show, and Sinus Plumber has been on all kinds of websites and other local newscasts and things like that. So we don't give up as far as trying to get on those shows, but it's just, that's a number one lesson to learn. Keep your nose clean when you're younger, because it'll come back and bite you in the ass. But anyway, this is kind of just my introductory thing as being an entrepreneurial guru. But if you tune back in, we're going to do different segments that can help you out. And feel free to write me and ask me if you have a specific question, I have been there and done that. I've even worked with, the Wall Street hedge fund people, the pharmaceutical people. I can tell you some inside shit you wouldn't believe. The system is very skewed against the small business owner. So, but anyway, I hope that I can teach you some things, pass on some of my knowledge, and listen, check out my latest products at greensations.com. Because we not only have Sinus Plumber, we got all kinds of cool products. But this is what entrepreneurs do. We fail a few times, and then we succeed, and then maybe we lose that, we fail again, we succeed. You have to pick yourself back up each time and take those lessons you've learned and use them. And don't make the same mistake twice. That's really the key. And you have to learn. You got to learn to go with the flow and keep going. If you're a real entrepreneur, you're going to keep going. And you also have to have the guts enough to know, hey, this idea sucks. It just ain't working. There's no way it's going to work. So maybe I got to come up with another idea or scrap this and come up with a different variation of it. So you have to be, a chameleon. You have to really be able to mold with your circumstances, your environment, your surroundings. And you have to be able to operate very smartly with little to no money. And I'm pretty good at that. So tune back in and hit me up with any questions for your business, product, or idea. I'd be glad to help you. Take it easy. I'm Wayne Perry, the entrepreneurial guru.